Destroy. Destroy. Destroy.
Nom 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 nom.
Hey broskies, what's up? It's Soda. Today I present to you part 3 of ruining Roblox. Wait, no, wait! Alright, so first up, we're gonna be ruining Arsenal. So Arsenal's a really popular Roblox shooting game that averages around at least 20,000 players a day. And oh boy, it especially gained popularity in around 2020 because I'm gonna be honest, before that I never even heard of it, but apparently it's been around since 2015. And also I know there technically is weapons aside from guns in this game, but it is primarily a shooting game. Most of the weapons are guns. I mean, if you want, you can go ahead and shank people with a knife, which is a really big insult in Arsenal. But the weapons aside from guns are usually snowballs, spell books, slingshots, you know, things like that, but most of it is guns. And something really cool and unique about Arsenal is that each time you get a kill, it actually switches your weapon to a different gun or something, so you're not stuck with the same weapon, it always changes, but at the same time, it can also be really annoying because you can get stuck on a weapon that you don't like and it's hard to kill people with it, so it's both cool and annoying. The better you do in the game, the more money you can get and stuff, which you can use to purchase skins from the shop, and they restock every day. My favorite skin that I have is a Scarecrow skin. I took a while to save up for it. I really like her a lot. She's so cute. And alright, listen, normally I am not into shooting games whatsoever. I usually avoid them because I'm really bad at aiming and I just suck at anything that has to do with guns. But I'm actually pretty good at this game. I wouldn't say I'm a pro, but I will admit this game is a lot more fun to me than most shooting games that I've played. So yeah, a really cool game. And fun fact, I was actually gonna ruin the thumbnail for this game in the last ruining thumbnails video, but I was having a little bit of a hard time coming up with a concept, but I eventually came up with one and I think it fits pretty well. As with most competitive shooter games, it can get very heated very quickly and people get really angry when they're playing games like this. Oh god, I don't even want to imagine what Arsenal would be like if I had voice chat enabled. So I was like, you know what, since people usually get really salty in shooter games, why not make a really salty dude playing Arsenal and he's just sitting at his desk eating these Cheetos and he's fat and stuff. In other words, I practically made a Discord mod of Arsenal community. Please don't flame me for that. I don't know, it's just what I think of when I think of dudes getting angry at shooter games. I just think of a Discord mod. I can't help it. One thing that I will say is I'm not going off the current Arsenal thumbnail. I'm going off one of the older ones, one that's more recognizable anyway. It has the default character. But yeah, I mean, you got this dude, he's sitting in his gamer chair eating a bag of Doritos. He has Dorito dust all over his fingers, just like any true gamer. And this man is also extremely obese. His fat rolls are they're just bulging out, and as you can see, his facial expression really displays how angry he is at this Arsenal match. His eyes are wide open like golf balls, he is sweating, his face is really red, he's just not having a good time, okay? One little detail that I added that I really like and I think is really funny is that I added a Dorito in between his, let me just call them moobs. I don't know, I just thought that was really funny. And I also have him have a pee bag connected to him because he is just so determined to grind on Arsenal. Like, he doesn't even want to get up to go to use the bathroom. That's how lazy this man is. He is just ruining his entire life just to grind on Arsenal. I also added like a blue light effect coming from his computer monitor. I thought that looked really cool. And it also makes sense because it matches with the color palette of the original thumbnail. Yeah, so this is my Arsenal drawing that I ruined. I hope you guys like this picture of an angry, obese gamer eating Cheetos. Oh, not Cheetos, Doritos. I think this one turned out really funny. Alrighty, next up we are ruining Pet Simulator. Oh, excuse me, I meant Pet Simulator X, which is like one of the top best performing games on Roblox right now. So Pet Simulator is a Roblox game where you get some cute little pets that are shaped like literal blocks. Wonder how that got like that. And what you do in this game is that you take your pets around and you have them eat coins and collect them for you. As far as I've seen, that's like the main thing that you do in this game. You just have your pets go around eating coins on the fields and stuff. The more pets you have, the more coins you can collect with them. You can also upgrade your pets and you you can use the coins that you get to buy newer and more rare pets that perform better. However, I think a lot of the cooler pets that you can get are from a shop where you have to spend a good amount of Robux. There was also an NFT for this game. But yeah, from what I've played, there's not really much else to do in this game aside from collect coins and have your pets eat metal. I do think the pets are really cute though. I really like the little walking animation they do. I know it's just some like bouncing and stuff, but I think it looks cute. You can also trade in this game, and while I was recording, a fan actually recognized me and traded me some of their rare pets even though I had nothing to offer. So shout out to them. Just like with many other games from big game studios, you just grind. With many simulator games, a lot of people get addicted to these. I mean, I've seen kids walking around with so many like neon pets. I'm like, bro, how? I guess kids are just really invested into simulators. Press F in chat for the parents' credit cards. Since the game primarily focuses on the pets eating coins, I was like, you know what if my concept for this game is that every time your pet levels up from eating these coins, their mouth just gets bigger and bigger so that they can eat more coins faster. So that's what I did with the cat in this thumbnail. This is the current thumbnail, and then my version is just a cat with this giant, really wide open mouth with these razor sharp teeth, and there's like several rows of teeth even in the back. Just this coin chewing machine. I mean, initially another concept could be that this cat was created as a lab experiment and its only purpose in life is to eat metal, and that's why it looks like this. I mean, you guys could even create your own theories about this cat in the comments, but I just made it look really cursed, and I had the eyes like kind of on the side, I guess you could say. They're not really where they're supposed to be because the mouth is open so big, the eyes can't even fit there. They're kind of like upside down and they're slit. I also gave them even more eyes on the sides of their head just to kind of amplify the creepiness of this. In the original, the cat's kind of hanging onto the screen with these cute little paws, so I gave my cat these really big hands with these long sharp claws because, you know, it's a cat. Cats scratch things. I know from experience. My kitten tries to kill me every day. The animal on the left side of the thumbnail has button eyes, so I thought, you know, that would be a good idea to just make it look like it's sewn on like an actual doll, but it looks really gross because it's supposed to be an actual animal. Kind of just made it look like its whole face was sewn together. I didn't know what that red dot thing was on the top, so I kind of just made it a brain poking out of its head. I also made the tongue falling out of the mouth because it's sewn, but it's also ripped open. It kind of takes a little bit of inspiration from my Adopt Me remake, but this animal is a lower level than the cat. That's why its mouth isn't very wide open, and it's also sewn together, so whenever it opens its mouth more, it just feels more pain because the sewing is coming undone. And then I'm assuming the animal on the other side of the thumbnail is supposed to be a dragon. Since its eyes are so wide open, I decided to just make it one giant eyeball that's just staring you in your soul. Then it has like these really long walrus type things. So yeah, this is my Pet Simulator ruined remake thumbnail thing abomination. Hope you broskies like it. I put a lot of work into this one and I think it turned out really cool. And also, if you enjoyed this content so far, you should totally like the video and subscribe if you want to stick around and see more of this kind of stuff from me. Become epic. Next up, we're doing Jailbreak. Jailbreak is basically a cop and robbers game where you can either be a criminal, escape from prison, and rob banks and stuff and shoot people. And you can also use the money that you got from heists and stuff to, you know, buy cars, buy skins for your car. You can also rent out an apartment to hide from cops and also customize your place a little bit. And of course, the other team is cops, where you can arrest criminals, go after them, try to stop them, and make sure they don't get out of the prison. You know, Jailbreak's a game that literally everyone knows about. Like, no one has not heard of this game. It was the top game for a very long time, but now simulators and anime fighting games are taking over. I played this game for a little while when I was first like a noob to Roblox and stuff back in 2017, which is also when the game was made. It currently has 5.4 billion visits, and a lot of people still play it every day, so it's still really popular. I do definitely consider this to be one of those games where it's much more fun to play with friends than to play by yourself with randoms. But again, since I suck at shooters, I am not very good at this game. So this right here is the thumbnail. It's the cop and the robber in the thumbnail, and they're looking opposite ways. They look angry at each other and stuff. And you know, since they're literally enemies in the game and they're like always against each other and they're on two separate teams, I was thinking, what about my concept for this would be kind of the opposite. Instead of them being enemies, what if I made them lovers? Okay, I know this is a lot different from the other ones, but hear me out, alright? My concept for this is that over time, this cop and this robber, they eventually became close. The robber was just in his jail cell, and the cop would come see him him every day to see how he's doing, and they eventually, you know, grew closer and closer until they eventually fell in love and they couldn't take it anymore. They wanted to be together, but they couldn't because they were so different. You know, it was literally forbidden. So they both came up with this plan where they would break out of jail together and live a happy, long life together as a couple. Would this ever happen in real life? Probably not. I mean, maybe it has before, but this is very, very unlikely, I know. But at the same time, isn't it a pretty cool idea? I don't know, I think it's kind of funny, but I also think it's kind of cute. And it could actually also go in a different way where the robber is trying to manipulate the cop, thinking that they both love each other, and then that's how he gets the cop to let him out and escape. That's his escape plan, is to manipulate the cop into loving him. You can't deny it. That's a pretty good idea if you want to get out of jail. Well, if it even works anyway, which is highly unlikely, but this is Roblox, okay? So yeah, for the thumbnail, I drew a picture of the cop and the robber. They're like cuddling next to each other. The robber is kissing the cop on the cheek and they're both blushing and stuff. I actually think this drawing is pretty cute. Even though it's meant to be a joke, I actually like this unironically. Please don't unsubscribe. The robber could have just been like, hey, I love you, give me your key card. And then the cop's like, oh my gosh, I love you too. Okay, here you go. Take the key card. Seriously though, I see cops giving criminals their key card all the time in Jailbreak, so it's not really uncommon. Another funny little thing that I did is that I put them both in handcuffs together so that they're inseparable. I just thought that detail was, it was just so perfect. So yeah, broskies, here you go. I ruined Jailbreak, or I improved it. I think this one is definitely a lot more unique from the others. It's very different. I think it's really funny, but I also think it's cute. And now for the finale of this video, we are ruining Brookhaven. I'm sure a lot of you know what this game is. It is a role-playing game on Roblox, which actually took over Adopt Me, which at the time I definitely wasn't expecting considering how popular Adopt Me was. I mean, it still is, but Brookhaven definitely has more players. It currently has like nearly 200k, meanwhile Adopt Me have 70k, so it is for sure up there. But yeah, like I said, Brookhaven is an RP game where you roleplay. I mean, yeah, things like Bloxburg and Meep City, those are also considered roleplay games, but this one definitely takes the cake because most of the stuff from what I've experienced in this game doesn't really have a lot of functions, I guess. There are stores where you can technically work as an employee, but I don't think you actually get payment and you don't actually interact with customers. It's completely for make-believe, so it definitely is more of a roleplay game than anything else. But at the same time, it also really differs from Meep City and Bloxburg because it's not just for like family roleplay or whatever. There's like fake guns and cop cars if you want to do some kind of criminal roleplay. There's a hospital, there's a little water park, there's a bank, there's an airport, there's even a dentist that you can go to. So if you want to roleplay your wisdom teeth getting removed, that's a thing. And it's kind of just in general a mixture of a bunch of different role-playing games on Roblox. A thing that I think is pretty cool about this game is that there's a large section of emotes that you can choose from to kind of express your emotions and stuff in your roleplay. So you could be sad, you could be screaming in agony, you can be lying on the floor acting like you're dead. There's a lot of ways to really express yourself in this game. One thing I will say though, whenever I join this game, it's just completely dead. Like there's usually barely anyone around, the streets are empty, it's kind of depressing, no one really interacts with each other. But I can definitely see this just kind of being more of a game where you play with friends and stuff. Something I see a lot in Brookhaven that you'll see typically with most role-playing games is people saying in chat like ABC for mom or like ABC for kid, ABC for couple. I mean, it's literally in this clip right here, right when I was recording, this happened. So that was actually one of the factors that played into me making a concept for this. The thumbnail for Brookhaven is this right here. It's just a window and then like outside it shows a house and like some bushes and trees and stuff like that. So my idea for ruining this one is there's like these little girls, like these black figures just standing outside of your window. It's kind of like a point of view thing. They're just staring into your soul, like, and it's nighttime and it's dark and it just looks really creepy. The one in the back is just a shadow with like glowing white eyes, and then there's one really close to the window looking at you with its one eyeball. It is just these Roblox kids standing outside of your house waiting for you to adopt them. Like, they will not leave you alone until they get adopted. They're like, you better adopt me. So yeah, that was my idea for this one. It's pretty simple, but I think it fits. I wanted it to give off a really creepy and unsettling vibe. I did struggle a lot with this one for some reason compared to the other ones. This one was just really hard for me to pull off. I think it's because there's like the window and then there's a house, and I usually just draw people. I'm not used to drawing like things like houses and buildings and shapes and stuff, since it would have taken me forever to do a straight line for each one. I ended up using the line tool for the windows. I don't really think that's a big deal, to be honest. A lot of artists do that anyway. I think the house ended up looking a little bit wonky, but I don't think it's too bad. I did imagine it a lot more creepy spooky and sinister looking than how it turned out, but I still think it turned out really well. And overall, I'm pretty satisfied with this one. I think it looks pretty darn creepy. And there you go, broskies. My mission is complete. I have successfully destroyed 4 Roblox thumbnails. As always, let me know which one is your favorite. My favorite is the pet simulator one, because it looks really cool. What Roblox thumbnails should I ruin next? Please let me know down in the comments. And with that, I'll see all you broskies in the next one. Bye!